Birmingham, England's second largest city, with a skyline that's no stranger to the odd tower block or two. But that's all about to change with the explosive demolition of this Flint Tower. This horror high-rise will soon be eliminated from the landscape. That's if explosive engineers, the Controlled Demolition Group, have anything to do with it. Mick Williams, Holly Bennett, and Dick Green are the British crusaders of the demolition world. When it comes to taking out buildings, they take no prisoners. What the team wants, they normally get. But with the deadline set for 11:30 on Sunday morning, just 4 days away, they'll have to be on top form. Flint Tower is 20 stories high and is made of 6,000 tons of reinforced concrete. It's going to be extremely tough to bring down, but what's worse is it's completely surrounded.
We've only got 10 metres to each side of the building to properties and Icknield Port Road. We get spillage onto there, I think it'd cause utter chaos in Birmingham. We've got about 20 metres to the back of shops. To the right-hand side here, we've got a social club right next to it. The boundary wall is part of the social club. It's like a joint wall. And to the rear to a car park, it's about 8 metres, something like that, so it's a very tight site.
To prevent a major catastrophe, the plan is to detonate the tower in 3 delays, allowing the tower block to be pulled slightly forward, but not pulling it so far that it would destroy any buildings in the line of fire. And they'll do it like this. Drill it. Charge it. Cover it. Clear it. Blow it. Built in the 60s, Flint Tower was made up of 70 flats. Derelict and abandoned, they're about to get even more holes than they've got already. Explosives engineer Dick Green is keeping an eye on things.
At the moment, we're just finishing off the pre-weakening and the drilling phase, getting ready to start protection and charging up. We've been on it now for about 7 weeks. It's not bad for drilling this block. There's about 150 holes a floor to drill, which is a total of just under 1,000. We've got a few extras down on the ground and first floor.
Just a few hours into day one, and already there's a problem on site. Senior explosives engineer Mick Williams is less than happy.
Alan, we've got a big problem now, mate, with the water. The standpipe on site that it feeds, the wagon driver's knocked it and it's bust. We've got a full bore water. It's flooding the place. Now we want an emergency team out here.
Well, what's happened is they've been removing a couple of skips from round the back, and unfortunately he's backed it round. He's run over the main, it's cast iron, and the pavement's gone down a bit and cracked the main by the looks of things. It looks like that's where it's coming from.
The burst main is causing havoc. Not only does it stop the movement of machinery around the site, it's also hampering the team's chances of meeting their Sunday deadline. Whilst Mick's got problems with his waterworks, on the front of the building, there's a cover-up going on.
Yeah, at the moment, we're on the final phases of the protection, which is the external protection. We've done the majority of the inside, the internal wrapping, so we're putting the terram on the outside as a final curtain. What we have got this week is bad winds, which always seems to come on the last week. We can't put them up too early, otherwise they may deteriorate and get blown off, so we'll leave it till the last week. And it's sod's law that the last week will be very windy, so as you can see, they're struggling putting the curtains up, but they will get them up.
Each layer of this geotextile called terram helps prevent the fly of concrete during the demolition. Job done. 6 blast floors will be primed with explosives, and it's here, on each floor, where the main impact will take place. With the end of a very wet and windy day, the team finally gets some time to relax.
What What we got coming tomorrow, Dick? Any idea? Remember?
My fault. Everything's always...
Day 2. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and the explosives for each blast floor have arrived on site.
Throughout the tower block now, we're using 32 kilograms spread over approximately 1,000 charges. The explosive we're using is detonating cord. Pentaflex is the trade name for it. It's basically a cord that comes on reels of 100 metres to 250 metres, and it contains PETN, which is the powder explosives inside. This you can put through the wall along the length, and when it's detonated, it will crack the whole wall nice and evenly, as opposed to maybe blowing holes out here and there. So it's an ideal tool for this sort of job.
Demolition may be a man's world, but the team do have their feminine side, although today, female engineer Holly Bennett is feeling rather homesick.
Working away from home can it gets a bit lonely, don't get me wrong, because obviously I'm the only girl that works on site at Controlled anyway, so but I'm with Mick and Dick and Phil most of the time. And it can be a little bit difficult when you do get a weekend off trying to fit everything in, obviously, because I've got a big family and I have to go visit everybody. So basically that's what I do when I get a weekend off.
This morning we've been finalising all the external protection, putting the final containers in, getting them filled up with ballast, things like that, and still charging, starting to connect up. So it has been hectic. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel now.
But with the deadline only 2 days away, there's no let-up in the work effort on site. The final link in the external protection are these steel containers located meters from the base of the block. It's their job to arrest the 6,000 tons of concrete which will hit the deck. Anything less, and it's disaster for the team. And inside the block, Dick Green's got his hands full.
What we're doing now is we're doing the connections. We've done the charge on all the upper floors now, so we're just connecting them in. Basically, all the 1,000 leads that are coming out, all the holes, have all got to go down to one lead that will come out the building, and that's what we'll fire on Sunday. So we'll go through a system now of going round, bunching them up into bunches of various numbers, putting connectors on, which will set off the number of tubes, and then bringing all those connectors together so that, as I said, we have one lead going outside the building.
It takes 10,000 meters of explosive tubing to connect the whole building.
Today has been pretty hectic, but we had a really good day. We've charged now 5 out of the 6 floors, a little bit to finish on one of them. But brilliant on the explosives. We've got a lot more done than we expected to. Protection's all coming together. A few problems overcome today, so pretty good day.
But that's all about to change when Mick has to call in the law.
Oh, they want to get cops in now then?
Hi.
Birmingham, England's second city. There's just 48 hours to go until the demolition of Flint Tower by the Controlled Demolition team. The explosives are in. The wrapping is on. And the protective containers are in place. But this site is extremely small. The tower block must detonate in 3 delays, allowing it to move just a few meters forward, while still preventing it wiping out buildings directly in front of it. As work continues on site, across the road, the memories are flooding back for ex-tenant Elizabeth Gall, who lived in the block for 6 years.
Flint Tower holds memories for a lot of people. That was my first home with my husband. I lived with my mum for years before, so it was like our first proper home together. And you couldn't wish for a better spot to live. My mum come in to the 7th floor with my youngest daughter, and my middle daughter lived on the 15th floor. Make you want to cry to think it was such a lovely block has come to this.
But the day has not got off to a good start for Mick Williams.
Now we've got the main machine behind, broke down, the hydraulic pump's gone on it. We've got a fitter coming out to it. We've had to wire a JCB in just temporarily to finish digging off the trench. When you need a machine, it tends to break down exactly when you need it, desperate.
Mick may be unhappy, but nobody can wipe the smile off Dick Green's face today.
Well, unfortunately, I've drawn the short straw, so on Tuesday, after the blowdown, I've got to fly out to Guam in the South Pacific. We've got a job over there. I've been over once to look at it, and we're going over now to have a more in-depth look and sign the agreements. So it's to blow a hotel down on the beach in Guam. So it probably rates up with the other jobs that I've done abroad.
I am actually a little bit scared of flying, the one and only thing that I am frightened of, and obviously it's a 24-hour journey to Guam. It'd be really nice to go and see what it's like over there, and obviously a little bit warmer, probably less rain.
But I'm looking forward to it. It's nice, and I know it's not Birmingham, but you have to take the rough with the smooth.
Dick can't rest on his laurels too long. There's only 16 hours to go to get the job completed. And with demolition day just round the corner, it's all hands on deck to meet the 11:30 Sunday deadline. It's D-Day. There are gale force winds on site.
You can't get up, you need it on a good angle. You've hurt yourself, yeah. Good.
And a worried boss, Darren Palin, has turned up.
Good. Forget it.
Well, obviously the wind today in particular is very strong, and we wouldn't like the men up in the block on the floors. We've had to work really in between the kind of lulls of the wind to put the protection into position. But the problem you have is that, from a health and safety perspective, you don't want men hanging onto the kind of like sails and flying across Birmingham.
Meanwhile, Dick's checking the exclusion zone is secure. There's around 200 residents being evacuated, and it's crucial they're clear of the area before the blowdown, due to the danger of flying debris causing injury or worse.
We're just walking around the exclusion zone just to make sure that all the barriers are in position and all the sentries are in the right places, the road closures have been put in position, and everybody knows what they're doing. There'll still be a lot of movement inside the zone. The housing are now clearing the people out the houses from 8 o'clock, so there'll be people going out, but very few coming in.
It's been an early start for everyone this morning, including a bleary-eyed Holly Bennett.
We started putting the barriers out at 5 o'clock, so we've been very busy so far, but not long now. Mick's actually just gone up the block, and we've just got to try and get all this gear out of sight at the moment, and then straight back in after the blowdown, so that's going to be fun.
The dangerous wind conditions are not helping the team's mood, and things are getting fraught.
What? Yeah, leave it. Yeah, somebody will get hurt, it's not worth it. It's not a problem unless it comes right off. It's not going to come off.
Everything seems to be turning against them.
Well, you want to get cops in now then?
There is a tow truck down road. I'll go see if I can.
Well, just tell them, but we want somebody to come bang on the doors now and say, can you move these cars please, and get towed away.
I'll go do it now.
There are cars everywhere, and they've all got to be moved.
Dick, is that tow truck still down there? We need it to lift this car.
There's been more breakdowns this week than at a Grand Prix, and the deadline's getting closer.
We've got to get some steel structures, some steel struts across from the back of the containers to the footpath. Can't do it while the cars are there. But we have got a tow truck in and the police, so they can get them lifted. I don't want to do it really, I want to sooner bang on the doors and see if we can get the residents to move them themselves. We don't want to be towing them away. But it will put the programme back if not, so we've got to do it within the next 20 minutes so we can get all the struts in.
There's no time for a mechanic, but Dick does have some words of wisdom. There's less than 2 hours left, and the evacuation's just getting started. Every single car and every single resident must be cleared from the exclusion zone.
Okay, that'll do.
And everything's turned off.
I knew we should be on telly one of these days, you know, Joe. And you haven't got your badge on now? No, I haven't got my badge.
here?
Yeah, I'm going to
Yeah.
stay here and not go in the building. That's fine.
Okay, thanks again very much. Okay, bye.
It's a shame really, because it was a nice proper years ago, weren't it?
And with a few final flicks of a light switch, ex-tenant Elizabeth Gall leaves her home and closes the door on her past. The evacuation's complete, but outside the block, work is still continuing.
This at the moment now is the area that we're concentrating on getting these girders in basically. Everything else seems to be going okay. A couple of cars to move and the lads are clearing the site.
When we've taken this down, Rob, can you lift your feet up and drive back a bit? There's a tow truck coming for that car.
Right. I'm going to a meeting at 9 o'clock. Got another meeting.
Oh, look at you.
The final supports go into place. When the 6,000 tons of concrete fall, it's these girders that will take the strain to keep the steel protective containers in place. If they fail, then the team fail. The busy activity on site is a world away from what's happening around the exclusion zone. Meanwhile, Mick's finished on site and is making his way to the firing point.
The steelwork's now in the road. Well, it's 11:05. It's 25 minutes. We've plenty of time to do what we're going to do.
No problem. Mick's here just going around now. He checked with them all, make sure we're all at the edge of the zone when we do the blowdown. Thanks.
15 minutes to go, and ex-tenant Elizabeth Gall is finding it hard to cope.
I'm sad, really, really sad. And that's most I love to my throat. It's like my block. It's very, very sad. And oh, God, it is. Didn't think I'd do this.
5 minutes left.
Warning siren on.
There's no disguising the extreme difficulty of this job. This demolition is on the smallest of sites with no more than 20 meters on any side. There's no margin for error. The apprehension is clear for all to see.
Fire rocket, fire rocket. "20 seconds to blow down."
Success or failure will be caught on these cameras.
We'll count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fire now. Stay in your position. Job's not over yet, everybody. Let's go forward, check everything's all right. We'll get you in as soon as we can. We're going to clean the area up first.
All housing teams, please turn back to channel 3. All housing teams back to channel 3.
That was my home. And it's gone. You know, there'll never be another Flint Tower, ever. When how many blocks of flats to build, there'll only be one Flint Tower. Ooh.
Fire now.
Go on, baby, go on. Go on.
Years of history and memories have been wiped out from Birmingham's skyline in seconds. But is it mission accomplished? The 20-story block came down as intended, and a spillage of debris didn't even reach the protective containers. Less than 1 hour later, the clear-up is already underway. Without a doubt, this has been their best result of the year.
The blowdown went really, really well. Obviously, you can see everything was contained within the site. We've just got a bit of civilising to do, which they're on with now, with the lift shaft on top of the pile.
It looked good as it was coming, but I thought the pile was a bit higher than it was until we got up close. It's been a hard job, this one. Tight programme, but excellent result.
As the clear-up goes on, the residents start returning home. The demolition was a complete success, but it's not only been a special day for Birmingham, it's also been a very special day for one member of the team.
It is my birthday today, so to tie it in with my 40th birthday is really good. Yeah, so what I'll do when we finish here, I'll hope to get a quick getaway and spend the evening with my family. Spend another day with them tomorrow night, and then fly off to Guam for the next job. So it's not the best way to spend your birthday, but it could be far worse. Things are the size of this pile because it's a good one.
Could have got away with not close to the container.
None of the containers would have slipped back, would they?
Because it's got a couple of panels there. With it.
By the way, happy birthday, Dick.
Oh, thanks. It's not the best place to spend your birthday, but there's been worse, hasn't there?
There has.